Hey everyone, welcome to Lady Overlander. I'm going to mess that up for the rest of my life now, Arla. I swear, girl. Overlandy. We're overlandy today. We're feeling very overlandy. Welcome. Tonight we're going to be talking with Krysta King. Stay tuned. Grab your favorite drink, whether it's a coffee, cocktail, or tea, and get ready. It's Ladies' Night on Lady Overlander Radio. Lady Overlander Radio is brought to you by Artemis Overland Hardware, Midland Radio, Timbo Tusk, U.S. Action Tracks, The More Expo, and Adventure Trail RV, creator of the Overland Shower. Hey Arla. How are you, girl?
Hey, better than you. You can't talk today.
Clearly, I need more of my drink. Hold
on. Maybe you don't, dude.
Let me tell you something.
It's Thursday Eve, but
like overlandy. I guess I'm feeling overlandy today. Like I have my Toyota overlandy shirt on, I guess.
Say Toyota.
You just Toyota? Yeah. I can't speak. Listen, my butt got handed to me last week with this whatever cold I've got going on or nonsense. I still sound like
you got
Squidward from SpongeBob. But
nice.
So bear with me. If I start hacking up and coughing, I'll just go on mute and you'll have to just do the show without me. Okay?
Okay.
Anyway,
Krysta and I got it, man. We got it.
We got this. You got this. You guys don't have drinks though. You did not come prepared.
Straight up energy. I got my lip gloss just in case.
Water.
No, I mean drinks.
I know that's why you can't speak.
That could be, but this is my very first one, so I'm a lightweight. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, so what has been going on in your life, Arla? What's new with you?
It was PT day. I hate those people. Sorry. Yeah, we'll see how today goes because Tuesday was no bueno.
No, you were very grumpy that day. I didn't even want to talk.
Usual. I mean, I'm grumpy every day, but real grumpy Tuesday night.
Grumpy. I like your haircut.
You're working you. Yeah. I whacked it off.
It's super cute.
It's hot, dude. Arkansas will fry you. It's hot in here.
Girl. That's why I've been going to the beach and the pool every day, one or the other here in Florida, because it's just too hot. I got to be like cooled down.
Yeah.
It's hot.
It's been over 100 forever.
No.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's regular temperature. That's not the heat index piled on. It is.
What's the high been where you are, Krysta?
I think we've got certain areas up to like triple digits, but this isn't our jam.
No, it's not my jam.
80 degrees. We're good.
Yeah. No camping in that kind of weather.
No. 80 degrees and a slight breeze. I'm good.
We're good.
Oh,
yeah. But
this swamp going on,
the swamp creature stuff outside, no.
Ugh.
Swamp creature stuff.
I feel like a swamp creature when I come inside. It's terrible. Anyway, so tonight we're going to talk with Krysta King, and we're going to talk about all the fun things that she does outside where she's not sweating to death. And we're going to talk about her overland rig. We're going to talk about how she got into all of this stuff and different, if she'd like to share any kind of programs or things that she's involved with or any other, activities. She's welcome to do so. And if you guys have any questions out there, please pop them up on the chat and Arla will share them and we'll ask away. So here we go. Okay. So why don't you give us a little bit of a background about yourself and, just feel free to elaborate on how you kind of got into the outdoor stuff and just a little bit about you.
Okay. Well, I'm born and raised here in Washington State. Did minimal camping growing up, but wasn't super into the outdoors.
Oh, really? Okay.
I actually got into the outdoors after having brain surgery 8 years ago. And as a
okay.
Bomb dropped.
Oh, wow. Well, we can talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, as a former recovery, hiking and the outdoors really spoke to me. It was, as you can imagine, kind of an interesting time and thing to go through. So,
Yeah.
yeah, just a lot of reflecting, and that's what the outdoors does for me. So, and it's something I've been growing into, and it just keeps on just growing and growing, which my husband hopes it will stop at some point, but it ain't.
It's your therapy.
It doesn't really stop because you get more into more and more things, and then you find people to go do more and more stuff with, and then you spend more money. Yeah,
I know. That's where he's like, really, you need this
Money.
gear? I'm like, yep.
Yep.
I do. It's
Sure
so
am.
tasty.
we need these specific hiking shoes. We need
Yeah.
this gear. We need this whatever on our overland rig. Yes, absolutely.
Happy life, guys.
Exactly.
What is so hard about those words?
Listen, my husband went and spent $90 on a pair of hiking shoes for our 11-year-old daughter yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Because she really, really likes hiking with dad and he loves it. And so, yeah, I was like, whoo, I don't even have any shoes that are $90 at all. So, like,
yeah,
Wow.
it ain't cheap.
no.
It's
So, yeah,
not
they had a
cheap.
little father-daughter trip to REI yesterday.
Oh,
And
that's special.
yeah, it was super cute.
That's cool.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
But no,
Very
I didn't get
cool.
any shoes. Nobody brought me nothing. So,
Ah,
whatever.
well, we know what
Rude.
it
But
is.
yeah.
Rude.
But anyway, so what kind of hiking gear do you normally roll with? Do you have any kind of specific products that you love, or?
Well, Hyperlight is my go-to for basically everything.
Mhm.
I've been getting probably in the last year a lot more into like the ultralight.
Yeah.
Because the lighter my pack, the further I go. So,
Mhm.
and I try and go backpacking with my 2 dogs. And that requires a lot more weight on me. So it's
Yep.
just one of those things. It is an expensive sport, like with anything. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
just
because you got to
takes
carry
time.
water for them and little.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
water is not light,
No.
folks. Like,
There's
Why
no
do you-
way to
why
make
do
it
you-
light.
no.
Why did you
And
choose Hyperlight? Why that particular?
well, it's so sturdy. It's waterproof, which a lot of backpacking gear is not fully waterproof.
Yeah.
And so, especially being in the PNW, I don't care if it is 90 degrees out, you have to be ready for rain. Like,
Yes.
for example, I just came home today from a 3-day backpacking trip. Beautiful, no clouds in the sky. This morning, woke up to wind and just rain. And I'm like, oh, and I didn't bring my rain jacket, but I can push through it in the rain. I'm like, just got to go faster. But yeah, their product, I mean, I've had the same backpack for years and it's spot on.
Yeah.
Ultralight, I can depend on it. And when we're talking gear, I need dependable gear, just like with anything. So
Totally.
Yes.
And that's
and customer service goes a long ways these days, and they have
Yes.
phenomenal because it is so, unfortunately, it's so hard to come by. And that's just my thing. I'm like, if you have poor customer service,
Yeah.
no, I'll take
Oh
my
yeah,
money elsewhere.
there's some wonderful products out there, but like my
Yeah.
husband and I were overlanding full time, and the products were pretty durable, but sometimes when they would break and you try to contact customer service, that's when you find out really if they
Yeah.
stand behind their product or not. So
Exactly.
yeah,
So yeah, that's why I
but
choose them.
yeah. So what have you done any major trails, like any of the longer like PCT or AT or anything?
haven't.
Okay.
I planned on doing the PCT, and then some family stuff came up that just didn't allow me to. It didn't seem right. It seemed a little selfish for me to be like, all right, peace out. I'm taking out, for 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
No. So I'm hoping to start the PCT next March or April.
Nice.
So, and I was actually on the PCT this weekend, or not this weekend, sorry, this week. And just seeing all the through hikers, I'm like, I'm jazzed. Like,
Yeah.
I'm doing it. Like
Yeah, my husband was first talking about doing the AT years ago, and the more that he's learned about the PCT, he said, "No, that's the one," because the AT, as great as it is, it goes through a lot of towns and it's very, very packed with people. And I'm sure the PCT has a lot of people on it too. But from what I've been told, it goes
Not
out a
like
little
the
more
AT.
remote. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he said, that's the one I'm going to do. I'm like, okay,
And
you do
from
you.
what I've heard, East Coast hiking, it's different. It's just misery. It's beautiful, but
is.
it's miserable.
Well,
Versus-
it's very humid. So it's
Yeah.
just,
and if you're not used to it,
mm-mm.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
I think
see.
that,
At least
I
the
mean,
PCT, like you have desert, you have like high Sierra mountains, and then
mhm.
you get into like the volcanoes and the lava rock kind of vibe. So like you're hitting different vibes, and you're like, oh, I just flew past that section. So
Yeah. One thing that I was surprised about up there and is the amount of lava rock in that whole area, like Idaho, a little bit into Washington State, Oregon.
Yeah.
It's lava rock
Oregon.
everywhere, and I'm like, wow, yeah. And Oregon surprised me with how little of it is actually like super, like you would think, very Pacific Coast type of cold and foggy and whatever. That's just on the coast. The rest of the
Yeah.
state is hot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like deserty hot, It's crazy, but it's beautiful up there, man. We had so much fun last summer. It is so
good.
pretty.
Yeah, I mean, I love it here. I love going to the desert. The older I get, I find myself traveling to the desert more. But there's nothing like just the trees here, and it's home. We have
Mhm.
Mount Rainier, it's gorgeous, So my husband would love to move to the desert, but I'm like, I can't do that full time. I'm not ready. I'm sorry.
No, we have
So
a
I'm like,
off-grid a little cabin in Arizona. But I mean,
you
it's our higher
do.
elevation, but it's the desert, so it's just,
Yeah, my little brother lives in like the Phoenix area, and I went to go visit
Okay.
him in April, and I was like, buddy, how? Oh, this is just warming up. I'm like, this is miserable.
Yeah.
In April.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, this isn't even like you're hot. They're like, oh, this is fine. They're like, nice little jacket. And I'm like, no.
They're like, just wait till the summer. Yeah, no.
I'm like, yeah,
We're
we
up at
never visit
elevation,
you.
so it's not as bad like down in the valley in Phoenix, but yeah.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah. It was brutal in Idaho last year though. It was
What
so
time?
hot. It was July
Okay.
time frame. It was hot. I guess there was some kind of weird heat wave that was coming through
Oh
southern
my gosh, you
Idaho.
were over there for like the heat wave?
Yes. It was so
Oh my
hot.
God.
And I was like, I really didn't think it was going to be this hot here. It was bad.
Yeah, that like forever traumatized.
Yeah.
Like I'll get on trails sometimes and I'm like, oh, because I was on Lake Tahoe doing the TRT.
Oh,
And I got,
yeah.
I started getting blisters on my scalp, and then I started throwing up because, it was the worst. So traumatic.
Girl.
But it's an experience and I love it. It was like 10 miles between like water holes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So I ended up hitchhiking on a highway. Oh, it was terrible. I'm like, I'm screaming Dateline right now. This is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to find you a few weeks later. Yeah. No, that's not good, girl.
Oh, Lord.
That's not good, girl. That's not good.
Yeah.
Blister
So-
for your scalp. That is just.
I'm like, no, I do this for
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I put
Do this for
myself
a good
time.
in this situation.
Oh my God.
What's funny
yeah,
is last summer, my husband went on a hike, and it wasn't even a long hike. It was like, I think it was like 10 miles out and 10 back or something like that. I mean, it wasn't super. Well, I mean, it's, I can't do it, but I'm just saying it wasn't like a super like lengthy several day hike, but he went out and back.
Okay.
And all I get is a phone call when he gets back because we were camped really close by, and he's like, water, bring me water. I'm like, okay.
God.
I got him water. I got him Gatorade. I got him a hamburger. Like, I'm like, you need more than water, buddy, at this point.
Nice.
Like, yeah, he was not doing well.
Oh, gosh.
But yeah, he had a great time though.
Views.
Yeah,
Well,
he got to
good.
go out to a caldera and like to the edge of a caldera. So it's
Okay.
like a
Gotcha.
volcano. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Very cool. Well, good for him.
yeah,
Man,
But yeah, he was
20-mile
dying.
day? Nice.
he was dying, literally.
Well, yeah, I've had many of those
Yeah.
incidences.
I honestly think that whether you're a hiker, overlander, or whatever, you find yourself in those situations sometimes that you just don't expect. I mean, you
Yeah,
plan for it and
see,
everything, but then
yeah.
something else happens and you're like, oh, wow, I didn't calculate for this, you
Yeah.
know?
I'm learning that a lot with my trips down to like southern Utah. It's like, whew, I think I got it. And
Yes.
I'm like, oh, this is like there's no warning. I'm like, oh, okay, we got to figure this out and like not stress, especially with the dogs. Like that's my biggest priority.
Yep. And
Like
they
for
can
me,
get
I'm like,
overheated
okay,
easily.
well, I can live, what is it, 2 or 3 days without water. Not that I
Mhm.
would want to,
No.
but dogs don't get that. And I'm like, they're my responsibility. Got to get them
Yeah.
water always and shade.
And it sneaks up on them too. You know, I've heard so many
It
sad
does.
stories, like, you know, they seem like they're fine and then they just go home and collapse or something and you're like,
Yeah, I
you
think
know.
the last 2 times I've had to carry them out in a backpack, which I mean, being completely candid, it took me a while to even say that. Like that was my fault and like not beat myself up. It's like I'm a human. I make mistakes. I don't know these conditions. But guess what? Like threw everything out of my backpack, put them in, and just
Yeah.
slogged to the car.
It happens. I mean,
It
like number
does.
one, you can't put yourself inside their body, so you don't always know
No.
how they're feeling. And you know,
Mhm.
it happens to people too. And nobody ever
Absolutely.
wants to put themselves or their pets in that kind of situation. So,
No.
you know,
Nah, well, you
it
just
just
learn.
happens. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Now, what kind of dogs do you have? Because they have to be fairly small if you throw them in a backpack.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean,
I mean, I'm thinking about
They're kind of mid-sized dogs, in my opinion. Like,
yeah, they're not, like little Yorkies. They're
Right.
I have a border collie Akita mix, and he's weighing in about 50 pounds.
Dang.
He's still carrying on that holiday weight. We're working on it.
Same.
And then
me too. Me too.
Same.
And then I have a Malinois mix, and he's about 40, I think 45 pounds right now.
Dang.
The crazy one.
He's
Mastiff and a
I'm
Dane.
not even arguing with that. He's crazy. Like, no, he's chill. No, he's actually not.
No.
He bounces. My border collie Akita, he's super chill.
But
And
not that
then
Malinois.
that Malinois is just like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
He's also 4. I'm hoping he'll grow out of it. Hoping.
Girl, you'll get tired before he will on a trail. I'm telling you. Those dogs have high energy.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, thankfully he doesn't have like a purebred Malinois where it's just like they're working.
Mm-hmm. They're work
He
dogs.
has traits of it. He's literally just laying here like.
He's like, you talk about me?
Yeah, exactly. He's pretty. I mean, I work with him. I'm with him all day long. So I feel it's really important that the dogs know we need to chill.
Yeah.
I can't go all the time. Like, especially when we're out backpacking or whatnot. It's like, let's not like be finding sticks, because he'll grab a tree and just drag it across camp. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's expensive gear.
We're not carrying all that.
Yeah, like stop. So I feel like they're pretty good, but everyone says about their own dogs, right?
Well, yeah. But
obviously
most dogs are good. I think they're great companions. So
they are. They work. Yeah, they work for me. It's nice. My husband feels safe with me doing all this stuff by myself because he's just not the outdoorsy man.
Aw.
Love
him there.
Yeah.
That's okay.
We'll see. Well,
Not everything coming.
This was his Jeep originally. He loves to build Jeeps.
Okay, so he's redeemed.
So tell us about the Jeep then.
So okay. I know very little because I am new to this, which is fine, but I'm learning. And I'm finding where I'm learning the most is when I just go out there and figure it out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And he's so patient with me because, he works long hours, but he knows when I'm out, he always picks up. He doesn't matter if he's in a meeting. He's like, my wife has a question. I'm like, hey, something's rattling. FaceTime me.
Do you hear this?
This is what this does. I mean, yeah. Sometimes I'll ask people out on the trail, but usually they're just like, oh, some chick. I'm like, hi.
Hey, Listen, they can say what they want, but you're out there doing it. So
exactly. I mean, it's just part of being a female in a male dominant sport. Unfortunately, it's like gotta roll with it. So
oh yeah.
yeah.
But learning your rig and learning your gear and stuff, just like backpacking. I mean, it's the same. It's a learning curve, and you just got to get up to speed. You know.
Exactly. So I'm definitely learning. I need an upgrade.
Always.
'Cause Mama needs a Rubicon. I just want to press the buttons and it does what it's supposed to do.
It does all the things, yeah.
Instead of me being in like a parking lot, like trying.
Yeah.
People are like, "Hey, there's a mechanic shop if you need help." I'm like, "Nope, I got it. I'll figure it out. Don't worry."
Yeah.
Like,
oh, I was fighting with my 4 low, trying to get it out of 4 low when I got back or when I was leaving the beach today. I'm not talking to my car right now, so yeah,
okay.
I hear you.
Sometimes you need a break.
Yeah. She and I need a break from each other right now. We're not talking.
Oh my god.
So.
Yeah, I love it. Honestly, I was not as super into Jeeps, but I went on, I think it was last year, went on like a month-long just kind of road trip just to kind of dabble. Came home and he's like, honestly, just take it. He's like, you had so much fun. I never do anything like that. Like, that's what they're built to do. I mean, I'm not out there crawling or anything, but for me, I'm like, ooh, I'm a 4-wheel drive. Look at what I'm doing. Look at me flex a little bit.
You're ready to hang out with Mischief Maker and Aqua Jeep Girl now. You're flexing all over the place.
I'm like, ooh, I want one of those. He's like, absolutely not.
Girl.
That's not going to happen.
Arla's,
like,
that's her dream.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
I just think it would
She's
be
got
so
a Jeep.
fun. Just
really? I see my Jeep turning into that.
Oh,
as soon as this paid off.
Someday.
Girl, someday.
Piece, B-pillar notch, all the things. Axle swap. Let's go.
Oh my gosh. You guys are, yeah. I'm learning. I'm very
I got a Toyota.
So.
Hey, Toys are great. I had a Tacoma for years.
I love it. I love my car.
But it wasn't anything monstrous. It was just like, okay, my commuter.
Yeah, I had a 2-wheel drive Tacoma like a long time ago, and that was like, what is this? What's the point in even having this? Because it's a little tiny 2-wheel drive truck. It was sad. It was very sad.
Gas mileage, ma'am.
Oh,
it had good gas mileage. But other than that, it had nothing else going for it. So it was sad.
Poor thing.
But we learn and we grow.
We learn and we grow, absolutely.
So
and
what
we
else?
Dream.
Oh yes. So you have I saw you have a tent on the top. What kind of tent do you have?
I do. I have an iCamper.
Nice.
Yes. Interesting story. Husband and his buddies all have off-road rigs. I went off-roading with them one time, and I was bored out of my mind. Because all they do is just drive on forest roads. I'm calling my friend. I'm like, I am so bored. I begged him to be like, hey, I want to come hang out with you guys, be that wife. I was like, just one time. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys aren't going anywhere.
I don't have Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So they all got iCampers because they all look cool, right? And I'm like, oh, those are stupid. Oh my gosh. I was like, and you got a white one? Gosh, you couldn't even get a cool black one? Just hating on this. I basically live in it now.
Eating crow.
Honestly,
I had never seen a white one.
I have.
Well, now they don't make them in the U.S.
They don't make them anymore.
That's probably why I haven't seen one.
And I was like, hey, I need to upgrade, but I want a white. They're like, we don't make them in the U.S. I'm like, well, why?
Yeah.
Why can't you just make me one?
I know. Listen, don't get me started with the colors of the iCampers.
I know. Hey, Joey.
I wanted the Rocky Black, and I got the shiny one.
Oh, they sent you. Oh.
This is the wrong one.
We have the Rocky
Black. But I love my iCamper. Don't get me wrong.
Gladiator.
I love it.
I like it.
I got the 3.0. Love it. Big, huge, spacious, wonderful. But I didn't get the Rocky Black like I wanted, so I'm mad.
Are they not going to give you one?
I mean, I could do it, but I didn't want to.
Yeah,
I could definitely do it, but I was like, nah. Yeah.
See, I'm kind of waiting because I was at the Overland Expo in Bend, Oregon, and they had a clamshell. And I guess supposedly it's supposed to go on pre-order in August or September. I'm like,
Nice.
because those got those views.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like just off the back. I'm like, you know, and it's just me and my dogs, which there's so much room, and I can bring a buddy, but some point the buddy's got to get their own gear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not paying for your stay.
Now I will say my iCamper is spacious enough
How's
for
that
several
cocktail?
buddies. I know. It's good. I need more.
I've done slept in there.
You have?
Yeah.
I think
I've
I've taken
been-
so much medication the last week and a half that my speech is just jacked because I'm
sure.
like
That's the
struggling.
reason.
That's what it is. That's what I'm going with.
My tent got
Sick.
moved from my Jeep onto
Yeah.
a trailer we built. So now my tent's on this little off-road trailer. So
Oh, my
It's nice.
dream.
so we had a thing, we had a
All the dreams.
retreat, and I just bunked with her because I didn't want to drag the trailer out. So
Oh, I guess I never thought about that, like having to switch if you don't want to bring the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are nice. Whew.
Well, her
Well, that-
husband built it. It's pretty badass. It's a nice trailer.
What?
Yeah.
he built the trailer.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then they put the tent on the top.
Oh my gosh, you guys are just next level. I love this. All the things. He gets home, I'll be like, her husband
Broke is a
made her
joke,
that.
sister.
Oh, I got a great story for you guys. So I had so my kids have some little friends here in the area that they've known since they were really little. And it's a boy and a girl. And they came over to do a sleepover and hang out and whatever. And I picked them all up, met their mom and picked them up. The boy looks at my vehicle and he says, "You have a zombie apocalypse vehicle." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "You're ready for the zombie apocalypse. You've got everything in here. This is so cool." I said, "Oh, okay." And he says, "What do you have in here?" I said, "Well, I have a tent on the top so you can sleep." He's like, "Yeah." And I said, "I have these drawers here where I can store food and my cooking stuff." And I said, "Here's my little stove. And this is my fridge." And he goes, "You have a fridge?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "This is a zombie apocalypse vehicle. If the zombie apocalypse ever happens, I'm coming with you."
You got snacks and cold drinks, man.
I'm the coolest mom ever because I have the zombie apocalypse vehicle. So
Oh
just
my
saying.
god.
Gosh, that's my next item. I want to get just a big old freezer
Yeah.
that like just goes wide. I saw like they had like a 90 liter.
Oh
Yeah, they have a lot of options.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I feed my dogs raw, so that's my biggest challenge
Yeah.
Mhm.
is in the desert finding dry ice. And it only lasts so many days, and it's like, well, it has to actually be frozen. It can't just be refrigerated for days, unfortunately. Like, so lately I just ask the locals if I can use their freezer, and I drop
Yeah.
off their food, and I like go into town every few days to feed them. Well, not to feed them, to grab more food.
Wherever-
Food.
They eat
Like,
everything,
dang.
I swear.
No, when are you having to backpack them out? No, just kidding. The dogs are like, "Feed me."
I'm starving.
So what you're saying is you're going to have to teach them how to hunt and forage food for themselves out there.
I mean, they probably could, but my heart
Probably
couldn't
could.
take it.
No,
I really don't.
don't do that. Eat this already dead stuff. Don't kill anything.
I know. Just
Yeah.
mommy will make this for you.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, I
no,
mean, if
you
push
should
comes to
definitely
shove.
get a fridge freezer thing and turn it down to a freezer level, and that would work.
Yeah,
you have
like,
a, outlet in the
I'm ready
back?
for it.
Mhm.
Huh?
In the back of your Jeep, do you have an outlet back there that
I
you could plug
do.
it into a 12-volt? Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
Get a
I'm
dual
like,
zone.
can I just like take the whole thing up? Like, I don't need one that goes long. I just need the whole thing
There you go.
because that's my biggest priority. And then the cooking stuff, because I took out the back seat, so it's just a
Mhm.
platform.
Nice.
So I can put just anything in there and the boys. But I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, well, one side could be like all drawers. The
Mhm.
back should just be a freezer.
Or you could do this a seat delete and do a slide out and pull your fridge out the side door and get stuff out of it and slide it back in, and leave the back open for the dogs and other stuff.
Oh,
There's lots of options.
All
I
these
know.
options.
There's
Now
no
you're-
shortage of options and money that you can spend. Trust me.
Yeah. How much you
Oh.
pay?
Yeah. Just go ahead and take your salary and cut it in half, and then that's what you're going to spend on overlanding gear.
Take my monies.
There we go. Just take it all.
Yeah.
My monies.
All these ideas.
Yeah.
All these ideas.
You will never run out of things to purchase. That's for sure. Same thing with camping gear and backpacking.
I know. It's just getting into something new. It's like, okay. But I still have this other hobby too.
Yeah.
that I have to upkeep.
Well, what's nice is those hobbies can go hand in hand, especially if you're going out on your own.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely. That's why I'm like, oh, I really like this. This is really fun. Like, I can now go places and camp at trailheads and just disappear. And, yeah.
Very, very cool.
All the good things. All the good things. So.
Well, we're going to take a quick break to hear from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
I'm Tony with Bats Off-Road, and you're Joy the Woodpecker.
I am.
This is Team Wild Maven.
Hey, this is Ross Price Design.
Hi, this is Jerry from Timber Tusk.
Hi, we're Cuddle Walker Overlander.
What's up, guys? This is Oscar Mike Overland.
Hey, I'm Matt.
And I'm Kara with Ozark Overland Adventures.
Hey, this is Aaron with Artemis Overland Hardware.
Hey, this is Chris with More Expo. You're watching.
And you're watching.
And you're watching Lady Overlander Radio.
Lady Overlander Radio.
You're watching Lady Overlander Radio.
Here we go. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl, hey. Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey.
Lady Overlander Radio is brought to you by Artemis Overland Hardware, the More Expo, and U.S. Action Tracks.
Craziness.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of cameos by our favorite people.
For sure.
I saw Tembo Tusk was in there, right?
Jerry, yeah. He's the best.
I got one for my birthday 2 years ago, and I'm
They're awesome.
Scottle, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'm like, ooh, I take it on our paddleboarding trip, just out there days on end. Like, ooh, this is so cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
All right, so you hike and you
I backpack.
overland and you backpack and you scottle and paddleboard.
Scottle, yes.
Scottle.
You have to scottle.
Have to eat when you're out.
That's an activity now.
I love cooking in the outdoors.
Yes.
Like I don't mind cooking at home, but there's something about the outdoor element that I'm like, I crave. I'm like, what can I cook, you guys? Can I get anything? Huh? Anyone?
Anybody hungry?
Anyone have?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's hungry? Oh, you're not? Here you go. I made this for you.
Yeah, someone's camping with you.
So what's your favorite camp meal to make?
Oh my gosh.
What's your like signature meal that you make?
Go to.
I make like carnita tacos.
Ooh,
Like
yum.
you deep fry in the scottle, and then you line the scottle up with them. So it's got to look good too.
That sounds
Maybe
amazing.
A shot tequila, taco,
Yep.
Just a good grab and go.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yum.
Yeah.
Man.
We are going camping with her.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah. So
there's Arla's husband, Tony, and I saw Joey's watching too. Hey, Joey. Hey, Tony. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I love cooking outdoors, and I think my signature meal is probably the little lazy enchiladas I make. Those are pretty dang good. The kids really like them.
Lazy enchiladas.
Yeah. So there's a lady on TikTok and Instagram called Salty Cocina, and she had made enchiladas one time, and somebody wrote to her and said, "Oh, you make enchiladas the lazy way." And she came on there. She's like, "No. That's not a lazy way to make enchiladas. This is a lazy way to make enchiladas." And she got taquitos, right? She got chicken and beef, and then she lined them in a pan, poured enchilada sauce on them and cheese, baked them, and then put, lettuce, sour cream, jalapeno, everything on the top. And they're so freaking good like that. And they're so quick and easy to make. And it's easy to make at camp. So it's like, yeah.
Oh,
that's lazy enchiladas. Yeah. Heck yeah.
I would have thought about that.
It's so good.
Oh, I got to save that idea.
Yeah.
I might have to.
You were here for a month and you did not make that. Like,
I did not, but I made you lots of other stuff. What did I make you? Do you even remember?
some chicken, and you
Yeah.
made those low carb pizzas.
Which you loved.
I did because I like to eat. Hello. But we didn't discuss
I made the egg bites.
You did make the egg bites, but you didn't make Mexican food like that.
No, because we were doing keto. That's not keto, honey.
Oh.
And we ate lots of Mexican food while I was there for sure.
Oh, for
we
sure.
were at that restaurant like every other day.
It's delicious. Whatever. Tony ate those egg things.
Thank you, Tony. That's right. I made the egg things that everybody liked.
I liked those, but I ain't heard about that. I'm just curious. That's all.
They're pretty good. And it's like I said, super, super easy to make. But I can't take credit for that. Salty Cocina, she's the one that introduced that to me anyway. So
all right.
But very good.
Look her up.
Yeah. What else do you like making out there?
I mean, I like the classic fajita.
Mm-hmm.
It looks good. It smells so great at camp. Like, like sometimes it's just like, I just want to smell the peppers and onions.
Mm-hmm. They smell good together for sure.
So good. I recently did not on the Scottle, on the Jetboil Genesis. I've been playing around with this year. Before I went hiking, I put 2 chicken breasts and 5 thighs with some salsa and some spices. Let it marinate while we went for a hike for about 4 hours. Came back, shredded it, and then let it marinate for maybe another hour.
Dang.
And then just had tacos and nachos and just it spread so far.
Yeah.
And it's just let's have tacos. Okay, how about nachos? Or
oh yeah,
whatever it may be. I was like, yeah, that was a good one.
Tony's go-to is ribeye, fried taters, and asparagus. See?
Yum.
On that.
Oh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a huge fan of asparagus, but I like the way that Tony makes asparagus. It's really good.
Yeah.
How does he do it?
Garlic and butter.
Very buttery and garlicky and just dripping with butter. And so
okay.
Super healthy, I'm sure. But it's so tasty.
It's keto because you got to have that fat. And, it's vegetable. So
we're totally going with it. That it's
fried
keto.
Taters aren't, but those are delicious.
Oh, they are good.
Fried taters anytime. Let's go.
Very good stuff. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah.
But
God.
So what's something that you would tell any other women or girls that want to get into backpacking, hiking, overlanding, rock climbing, anything, paddleboarding?
Honestly, just putting yourself out there in all networks.
Yeah.
And sometimes it catches, sometimes it don't, but you just have to be open to new things and just going out and trying it, and even reaching out to people on social media sometimes, even though that's scary.
Yeah, it is.
But, I've met my best friend through social media, and now we're inseparable. And people are like,
awesome.
"Oh, how long have you guys met?" We're like, "Oh, we met on Instagram about 2 years ago." And they're like, "Wait, what?" We're like, "It works, man." We're Instagram friends.
Misty and I met last October at Rendezvous in the Ozarks.
Yep.
And then camped together in December, and we have been like this
ever since.
See?
Now she decided I need to be her co-host. I don't know what's up with that, but
I must have been crazy, but
yeah, I just
really you just click with some people, right? And exactly.
And sometimes you don't. I've met up with people, whether it be through organizations or Instagram or the gym. And it just doesn't click, and it's not. It doesn't need to be some big thing. We're not clicking, are we? It's just
we're just eh.
Yeah, I recently have gotten into rock climbing and signed up at a gym, and I'm like, okay, but that's a 2-person sport. I gotta meet someone to hold me as I climb. So the gym has this clipboard. You can write your name and your level, and I've met so many women off that. And it's just, I'm like, oh, I just met someone that just mutually just needs a partner.
Yeah.
And we get along, and then you kind of have to trust, because when you fall, they're holding you. But I've just really learned that just you have to be open and put yourself out there.
Well, what's
it's okay
cool
to sign up for things.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's funny is that not only do you meet people on social media, but we've met a ton of people on the road. Like we've met rock climbers
Have
and
you?
van lifers and yeah, I mean,
Oh,
so when we
good.
were in Wyoming, we went to 10 Sleep and we camped at 10 Sleep Brewing because they have little primitive campsites that you can rent through Hip Camp. And
Okay.
you got the brewery right there and everything else, showers, whatever. So anyway, we were there and a rock climber, I think his name is the Wandering Mango on social media.
Oh,
Apparently
That's
10
handled.
Sleep is a big rock climbing area.
yeah.
Okay.
Very green. Again, this
I
is like
know.
my first year.
Right. So I'm just filling you in on the little that I know about it.
Yeah.
And then there was another guy that we met in, I want to say Oregon. You Rock If You
Smith
Climb
Rock?
is his name.
What is it?
It's You Rock If You Climb, I think is his
You Rock If You
Instagram
Climb.
handle.
Okay.
I don't know why I remember this, but I just thought it's so cool that these guys do this stuff. And I'm like, I can never, nope, I will be too scared. But it is something I would like to try to do at some point. I just haven't yet. But I'm fascinated by it. So it's like,
There's no time like the present. You just got to get that out there and do it.
I know I got to get my chubby ass up there and do it. But,
Oh.
you know, I don't know if I'm ready for that. So, but yeah, it's something that I think is really cool. And I love, like you said, you know, you meet people doing these activities and you kind of get introduced into their community and you learn all of those kind of different social things that they do. And you start talking the talk and walking the walk. And you just, before you even realize that you're like talking about, you know, just random things. And you're like, why am I even talking about this? I never thought I would be.
Who am I?
Yeah,
Like, why do
exactly.
I know this?
Exactly. You know?
Yeah.
But I think it's especially good for women because I do think that in some of the more male dominated activities, like you said, you know, sometimes women can be a little shy or maybe not so sure of themselves. So finding a community of other people is, I think, really important. And, you know, that's why I love talking to people like you and other people that get out there and do these things and do a multitude of different things, you know. Like you do a lot of different outdoor activities, whether you're just getting into them or, you know, super experienced with them. But I think it's great. And I think it's so good for your mental health and your physical health. And, you know, and I say mental health first because I feel like it's better for your mental health than anything, you know, being outdoors.
It absolutely is. I just feel like myself when I'm out there. If I'm on a dirt road, I just like, there's just something that takes over me. Just like me and my boys in the back, just in my Jeep, just cruising. I don't have to listen to music. I'm just in the moment and just, oh, there's so much negative in the world, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So it's just like me and a dirt road and my dogs. And truly having the support of my husband means everything to me because
it's important.
That, I mean, it's an issue. I mean, people have an opinion about me and they're like, are you married? Are you not? Whatever.
Why are you out here by yourself? That's dangerous. Why would you go out by yourself?
Exactly.
Boy, have I heard that.
But yeah. So it's just having his support just means, it just makes me feel so confident how confident he is in me. And I'm like, we're good. This is our life. This is what we're doing. And
it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. Yeah.
It doesn't, but that's, I mean, it's hard because, you know, you got the family members, especially sometimes, like, they always support, but it's just like, you know, mom and dad didn't grow up that way. It's like, I know times have changed.
It's a little better. Yeah. So try overlanding full time with 3 children and see what people say to you. Oh, yeah. Good times. Oh yeah. Family members, everybody. Oh, yeah. All up in your business.
I believe it.
Yeah. But you know what? I wouldn't trade it for the world. We're not traveling full time anymore, but we did it. We traveled full time for 5 years. Part of it was RVing.
5 years?
Yeah. We RV'd and overlanded, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. The kids had so many wonderful experiences. They've been in so many places, swam in so many creeks, and, you know, just, I never got to do that stuff as a kid. Like, never got to do stuff like that as a kid, ever. We never traveled. And they've been to more states than my mother has. I mean,
oh gosh.
Yeah.
That is so cool. I did not know that.
Yeah. But, you know,
Full
you
time,
have to,
though.
you kind of have to take what people say with a grain of salt and just be like,
You
this
do,
is,
and just be
this is
graceful.
me. This is what I want to do. Yeah.
Exactly. And just be like,
For sure.
okay, goodbye.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks for your opinion, but we're going to keep
Thank
doing
you
what we're
so
doing.
much.
Yeah.
But yeah. But it's been nice. I've noticed getting older, the confidence and just I think I really try and keep my marriage off Instagram.
Yes.
He, it's just he doesn't love the outdoors, and it just I don't know. It just never had flowed that way, and there's no really rhyme or reason to it. It's just we're kind of private.
You know what? And that's good, and you should be. Number one. Number two, he doesn't have to love the outdoors. I mean, that can be your thing, and I'm sure you guys have other things you share together, and I'm sure he has things,
And listen,
like,
after brain surgery, he's like, you do whatever you want because I don't want you stressed. I don't want this. Like, it stresses me out. So I know that. But anyways, off topic a little bit. I've had a lot of girls or young women reach out. That's so cool. Like, I feel like I'm alone. Like, my husband and I don't have common interest. And thank you for sharing that story and like being an open book or like a sounding board.
Yeah.
Because we're kind of navigating. I'm like, dude, like my husband and I have been together for 15 years. It takes a while to find your niche.
Yeah. And you're not always going to have common interests. That doesn't mean that you don't have common ground still,
Yeah, but it's just nice because I know my social media portrays all my outdoor stuff. And that's how I want it. But it's nice when people connect as a human being. It's like, oh, cool. Like, I'm glad. I didn't have that. I didn't have social media growing up, thank God.
Yeah, thank God.
But, like, I could, like, maybe they don't have someone to talk to in their family. Like, talk to me.
Or maybe their family's telling them, hey, you want to go out hiking by yourself? You're crazy. Don't do that.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah. Just take some courses, be safe.
And yeah, I mean, with any activity, there's a little bit of risk involved, right? But you could go, again, I know it sounds cliche to say, but you could go out and get hit by a bus, I mean, you never know what's going to happen. So
I know.
It doesn't mean you should stop living at all.
I know. We got one life. Let's live it.
I know. Right, Arla?
That's right. And do you carry like a Garmin InReach with you?
Yeah.
What kind of communication do you have?
Yeah, I just got a Garmin Mini.
Yeah, I have a Mini
2.0. Still learning it, but oh my gosh, I love it. Just I had like a brick on me for years. Yeah. And now like,
it's so small.
Ounces. I'm like, oh
yeah.
Gosh, I just saved like 8 ounces. My husband's like, I mean, can I contact you? I'm like, yeah, cool. But he is on restriction when I'm out. I'm like, I turn it on at night. I'll let you know where I'm at because he'll just talk to me. I'm like, listen, homie, I'm like out in the woods. I'm not trying to text you when I'm doing stuff. Like,
I'm having my Zen time. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, you talk to me more when I'm on the road than you do when I'm out. What's going on? Like, you're chatty. He's like,
just come with me next time. No.
I know. He's like, no. I'm like, okay. We have yet to go camping in the iCamper. And I've had that thing 3 years.
Oh, he really doesn't like it, huh?
I'm hoping this weekend, but I'm like, the bugs are out. I don't really want to hang out with you. The bugs are out. I'm like, oh man, I was like, we are camping this weekend. Too many mosquitoes.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
And we're on a bug spray.
So I'm like, yeah, it ain't working. So, oh well.
So you've mentioned it briefly a few times, but do you mind sharing your journey with the brain surgery and what happened?
Yeah. So I was working at some retail job and I noticed, I'm like, well, is it distress? Because I took on a promotion, but I wasn't feeling very good. I felt kind of drunk to the point like I was confused. I'm like, am I drunk? Did I drink? But I'm not a huge drinker. I'm like, I don't get what's going on. Just felt off for probably a month. And then I was on the sales floor and I collapsed on a display. And one of my employees was like, you're going to the doctor.
Wow.
So go to the doctor, the ER. They say, hey, you have a brain bleed. So Yeah, they're like, you have blood in your brain. I'm like, okay. They're like, it seems to like maybe have hemorrhaged about a month ago. I'm like, well, I've been showing symptoms. They're like, you're lucky you didn't die. Like,
Oh gosh.
you need it when you have those type of symptoms, you need to come in. But I'm like, I didn't know. I just thought, I don't know, my hormones were off. Weird. Or I was drunk. So we monitored it. Yeah, I had to quit my job. And we monitored it for about maybe 9 months before it hemorrhaged again. Like, we were doing good. And then it showed just a little bit. But when we're talking the brain, a little bit. So then I go, my neurologist sends me to a neurosurgeon and goes to a tumor specialist. And I have 3 options. We can still monitor it. We could try radiation for 12 months, but that's not a huge guarantee. Or we can just go in surgically.
So did you have a small tumor or?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I was like, well, when's your next spot? Let's just get in, get out. And I'm choosing not to know a whole lot about it because I need to have a very positive mindset going into surgery. That is super important to me. And I made sure to express that to my husband. I'm like, I'm asking you to take on a lot right now because I just need to be kind of like calm. So we went in, had surgery. It looked good for the most part. It was starting to wrap around my brainstem. And then, so they didn't get all of it out because I started to have a seizure on the table. But it's nothing of concern. I go in every year for MRI. So I got a clean bill of health 5 years after. So I'm on 8 years post surgery. So
and so they used the radiation to shrink the remainder of it?
No, we just went,
okay,
cut him, get on in there, get it out.
Just yank it out of there. We don't need that crap.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not here to play. Let's just,
Yeah.
You're pretty badass.
You're
That's
lucky.
I don't know about that.
Well, I mean,
I just kind of like, ugh,
listen,
get it out.
You got it out. You're healing. You're monitoring it. You're out there doing stuff. I think that's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
it gave
great.
me the push. I would have never thought this would have been my lifestyle. Never. I'm like, okay, I like this. It was a blessing. I took, I know that some people can maybe go the other way. I chose to go a positive way, but that is a huge support to my spouse and my family to be like, we will take on everything so that you just chill.
Just get better.
So,
yep.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was. I think it's a beautiful little story.
That's
it got
an amazing story.
Got me going. Yeah.
I'm glad I asked it because it's an amazing story and you're an amazing person. That's a lot to go through. I mean, it really is.
It is.
It's just.
It is.
I really can't even wrap my head around it to use that pun. It's just, listen, I tell dad jokes. That's me. I'm sorry. I can't help it.
I take you anywhere, man.
Hey, it works, man.
I know. It's not like I said, it's not a tumor. I didn't do that.
Oh, Jesus.
Jeez. I mean, I have some restraint.
Ladies and gentlemen, she's
too soon. I'm sorry. I will talk to myself after the show. I'm so sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Where's my Mountain Dew?
No. I'm not even drinking my drink. It's right here. Like, it's still almost full. This is just me naturally. Sorry.
Just naturally you.
I'm terrible. No, that's truly a very inspirational story. And
Thanks.
I love that you're out there doing that stuff. That's so great.
Thanks. Yeah, I had a lot of support. 2 years post surgery, I attempted climbing Mount Rainier with the organization She Jumps.
Okay.
It was their first year. One of my friends was really into it, getting her daughters in. She developed like a wild skills program with them where of a certain age group, you'd go to like camps and like learn first aid and leave no trace and do a little rock climbing because they are children and they need to jump around. But they were doing a fundraiser so you can be on this climb. It was the first year they were doing it, and I'm like, okay, this is a great, like, let's do it. 2 years post-surgery, and I'm climbing Mount Rainier. How sick would that be? And it's going to a beautiful cause that I was volunteering with her girls. And just to seeing that hands-on of, like, these little girls, like, learning these skills that I'm just learning as an adult.
That's amazing.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, I love the organization, what they stand for, how they run their programs, and how they hold themselves. You know, like, it's not like, oh yeah, like, sure, you'll volunteer. It's like, no, like, you have to put in the work to run a successful organization.
Dedicated. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I know it just shows. I'm like, oh, if I can help anyway, just let me know. But yeah, so it was really nice to, you know, try and climb Rainier 2 years post-surgery. I ended up, I think, God, I want to say at a little over 12,000 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And she stands at 14. And then we were on like rocky terrain called Disappointment Cleaver.
Oh,
and I don't know.
It doesn't sound fun.
No, it's terrible. Oh,
probably slippery too at that elevation.
Honestly, it was the one time I did that route, and I was like, never again. I'll do something harder. So you have crampons on. I don't know if you guys know what those are. Where like metal spikes on your boots.
Okay. You're
roped up with someone. You're going up rocks, and it's just like the grinding of metal and rocks for like hours. Oh, it was terrible. But with what I get sometimes with like loose rocks, it's hard for my eyes to adapt since surgery. So then I get nauseous. So I was starting to get vertigo.
Oh no.
And I was like, you know, with mountaineering, you got to think about the other people on your rope. It's not about you. Because if I'm feeling weak, how am I going to save them if something were to happen to them? And I was on the rope with my best friend, and, you know, she's just pushing. She knows how much I want this. And everyone is just like, we want this for Krysta. And I was like, I'm just bawling on the side of the mountain. Just like, I have to give up. Like, I have to turn around. Like, this is just not healthy. And then I just started you know, throwing up. I'm like, if that wasn't the sun, like, I just threw up all my calories, and you need those. It's a hard climb. So I didn't make my first attempt, which sucked, but it was a beautiful experience.
Yeah, but the important thing is you knew when to say when, and you can go back and do that at another time. I mean, you can't. It's good to push yourself, but if you're like you were really feeling ill, that's just not something you should continue on with.
And I find a lot of people on the mountains are very like, it's all about the ego. Oh, God, make summit. It's like, I don't want you on my team. We don't want summit hungry people.
Yeah. Is she muted?
I don't know. I don't see it. No? We've lost her.
I lost her volume. Oh.
Now she's muted.
Now you're muted. No. We can't hear you. Hello.
No?
Oh, now she's probably saying bad words now. Uh-oh. No, we can't hear her. Well,
we can't hear. Nobody can hear.
I don't know what happened.
I hear you.
That's so weird that we lost her audio.
We see you.
We see you. Can you hear us?
Can you do sign language?
All right. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to go ahead and end the show because we can't hear you no more. So we can't ask you questions. Thank you, everyone, for watching tonight, and we'll see you next week.